The pumping station was built in 1891 for the purpose of pumping sewage to a new treatment works at Beaumont Leys off Anstey Lane, Leicester. The engines worked until 1964, when electric pumps began to take over, and it closed as a pumping station on completion of the new sewage works at Wanlip. The pump house has 4 Woolf compound rotative beam engines made by Gimsons, a Leicester engineering business started by brothers Josiah and Benjamin Gimson in 1842. The beam engines have all been restored to working order and are demonstrated at special events. Unfortunately, it's not in steam today. I visited once before, many years ago, and on that occasion also it wasn't in steam. It only steams on a few occasions each year, and I'm going today for a tour of the beam engine house, which is limited to 10 visitors. I'll also be making a visit to something slightly different on site, also of heritage interest. To see a very similar pumping station in action, please watch my video on Papplewick Pumping Station near Nottingham, which I visited in September 2019. Unlike Abbey Pumping Station, which was pumping sewage, Papplewick supplied fresh water to Nottingham.
This is absolutely magnificent. I'm the only person in the hall at the moment, so there's no sounds or other echoing, just my voice. It's brilliant, isn't it? The work that went into these pumping stations. And only a handful of people ever saw inside, the actual employees that worked these stations. So it's incredible that so much money was spent on the embellishments. And that's what makes them so special, and why people are glad that they've been preserved, so that we can see our past and those in the future can see where we've been, as it were. It really is something.
We're making our way to the top floor, which is known as the beam loft, passing through the packing floor, which I'll come back to. Here we go up again. On this floor we can see the beams, which rock when the engines are in motion, each beam weighing about 15 tons. Gimsons also made the hand-operated travelling crane, initially used for erection of the beam engines and subsequently for their servicing. This circular window was meant to be the location of a clock on the front face of the building, but allowance hadn't been made for the travelling crane to pass by, and a clock was never installed. The packing floor gives access to the tops of the cylinders for maintenance purposes. We're going back down to the driving floor where a number of art students are sketching the engines.
I'm suitably attired for the next stage of the journey.
The pumping station was completed in May 1891. The combined cost of the engine house, boiler house and chimney was £13,667, but this was eclipsed by the cost of the engines and boilers at £25,286. This is about £3.8 million today. We're going down to the basement where the sewage pumps are located. These have a diameter of 2 feet 3 1/4 inches and a stroke of 5 feet 9 1/4 inches. Each engine can pump 208,000 gallons an hour, which is about 945,000 litres, to a height of 165 feet at 12 revs a minute, equivalent to 178 horsepower. I can't be too certain what everything is down here, so I'll stay quiet. This etching on the wall commemorates the death of a worker in 1890 whilst the pumping station was being built. The transport shed houses a collection of vintage road vehicles, including some horse-drawn items, buses, steam and diesel road rollers, fire engines, narrow-gauge locomotives, including steam-fired Bagnall-built 040 Leonard of 1918, and Simplex and Lister diesel locos. There was very little interpretation of the exhibits, so I've had to do some research, but I've only been able to caption a few items on display.
The transport was a little bit difficult to film because it's in so tight, it's packed into a small area. Vehicles are right cheek by jowl, as it were, next to each other, making it very difficult indeed.
This is steam-fired Bagnall 040 saddle tank loco Leonard, built in 1918. On the mezzanine level there is a good selection of bicycles, many dating from the late 1800s, including a penny farthing, which were popular in the 1870s and 1880s. Let's take a look at the main exhibition gallery, situated on the ground floor, which has level access, as do the grounds and railway when in operation. Wheelchairs are available free on request, and a staff-assisted lift allows access to the lower beam engine house floor. The upper floors of the beam house are unsuitable for wheelchairs, pushchairs, scooters, and those with mobility problems. There is an accessible toilet and baby changing facilities.